Hey, what's up everyone? This is Fedor.
And I'm Ross, and we're from CheapWatchReviews.com.
So today we're going to be reviewing what is known as the Steinhart Nav B.
If you didn't get that, that's the Steinhart Nav B.
So we're going to start off by telling you a little bit about the brand. First thing you need to know is that it was founded by a guy named Gunther from Germany. Gunther from Germany.
Sounds like a reputable man.
And that's the thing. He is one of the most stand-up guys in the watch business. He will personally answer your questions in a lot of the cases. And you just get this incredible feeling when you're dealing with this company that you're an important part of the company, that you're contributing to this company's success. And I think that's one of the cool things about this brand is that it's very small, but it's very family-oriented and produces incredibly high-quality Swiss watches.
Yep, a lot of their watches tend to be limited runs, and they even do a lot of custom watches for a lot of the watch forums out there. So forums will get together and decide what kind of watch they want, and Steinhart will help design them and actually produce them for the different watch forums.
Mostly rich forums though, like poor ones they can't afford. They cannot afford.
That's true, which is unfortunate for us poor people. But anyways, we can still get the Steinhart watches, which are really affordable and really amazing for the price, and the Nav B is no exception.
So let's start off just running over the specs quickly. We've got this beautiful brushed stainless steel case that is 47 millimeters in width. So it is a very big case. That's without the crown. But it does actually wear quite thin despite its 14 millimeter as indicated thickness. Now, another thing that you'll notice is that it has this gorgeous sapphire crystal display back.
Yep, which has a unitas movement, which is highly decorated, as you can see. Really looks beautiful, really fun to show to your friends. And you'll notice that there's no rotor because this is actually a manual wind watch. But it keeps really great time. It only gains about 6 seconds a day, which is just outside of COSC certification standards, which is really amazing. And my only complaint about the movement is it's non-hacking. So a hacking movement will actually stop the second hand when you're adjusting it to make it easier to set exact time. This movement does not.
Yeah, as you can see, I've pulled out the crown and the second hand is still moving. So, and we've got this diamond crown, which is actually a really cool accent of this watch. It's very nicely decorated and it is absolutely massive. So as far as utility goes, it's very easy to use and has an excellent feel. I mean, it is a unitas movement, so it is tried, tested, and true, and there are no surprises in that department.
So the overall fit and finish of the watch is really incredible. You can just tell that there's a lot of detail put into the manufacturing of it. The crown is a good indicator of that. But really everything else about the watch is congruent to that as well. The style of the hands looks really amazing. You'll see that it has a kind of a metallic finish to it, which gives it a really nice subtle accent that really catches the light in a unique way. And it is the holiday season, so we're going to show you some M&Ms. And the other thing I really love about this watch is the strap. This is a very beefy, beautiful leather strap with a lot of fine details.
Just how I like my women.
Very thick and supple leather. It just feels great on the wrist. It's not kind of your cheap, run-of-the-mill leather bands.
And let me jump in and say that Steinhart is actually known for its excellent high quality bands, which are found on all of their watches. And a lot of its customer base actually comes from those that are looking for these very high-end, thick, upscale bands.
Yep, so you see kind of the white accent stitching looks really beautiful. Kind of the rivets are nice attention to detail, and look at the size of the hardware here. I mean, this is just a very massive hardware here that's also engraved. I'll see if I can get that in focus. Very thick. So it really nice attention to detail. As you can tell, this is a pilot style watch, and this was actually modeled after a lot of antique and vintage pilot watches, and it really captures that feeling well. The giant Arabic numbers and the very big high contrast black face and white indices really make it very legible and very easy to read. And the lume is actually really good too. You know, Steinhart talks a lot about the lume, and it's definitely up there in terms of lume on the market.
And just to point out that it is Super Luminova C1 lume, and it is bright. It's not the brightest out there. It's also by far not the worst, and it's not a dive watch, so actually the quality of the lume is pretty surprising for the aviator or pilot style watch.
Yep, it's got sapphire crystal, and it's got some really beautiful AR coating on it. I mean, it almost looks like there's no crystal whatsoever, which is, you know, really incredible. It's flat crystal, which, you know, contributes to that, but really just amazing, very beautiful dial.
Yeah, and another thing, there's absolutely no distortion, no matter what angle you're looking at the dial from, which is definitely bonus added feature. And just to talk about the dial, it's a very kind of stark, dark, beautiful dial, and really makes the legibility a lot easier with the Breguet style, well, color hands anyway. You see the blued hands, which actually were invented by Breguet.
So I'm going to put it on real quick, and we can talk a little bit about how it feels. So this watch runs about $385 US, which is really affordable for what you're getting. You'll see, even though it's big, it doesn't look overwhelming. It really fits quite nicely on the wrist, and because it's thin, it's really doesn't overwhelm the wrist, which is what a lot of people are worried about. It actually is balanced quite well. Feels very hefty, feels very nice, looks dressy. So you could probably wear it in multiple different situations. The only issue is because the crown is so big, you can see it does at times kind of dig into my hand there. So if you're doing a lot of typing or something like that, that might be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can attest to that the watch is definitely one of the more comfortable daily wears that you can have. It will fit under a shirt cuff, despite its seemingly large depth, but it is an incredibly comfortable timepiece.
So if you're interested in a pilot watch, I definitely recommend you check out Steinhart. They have a lot of other beautiful watches as well. You can't go wrong, and this is one of their introductory pieces that's just absolutely beautiful. I recommend any cheap watch collector pick one up.
Or not cheap alike, it's actually that good. It's a very nice timepiece. So hope you've enjoyed this review. Now go out there and get yourself a Steinhart Nav B.
Steinhart.
Steinhart.